everybody, today I'll be ranking the 4 aerodynamics custom loopers I've ridden. These coasters I find to be very enjoyable. I got recommended to do this video by a few people, and it won't be the longest video, but let's get started. My 4th and least favorite custom looper is Corkscrew at Cedar Point. This ride it really doesn't do much. It has kind of a boring drop, okay inversions, and it's a short ride. I would hate to see Cedar Point get rid of this iconic coaster though. I would honestly be devastated. I chose to skip it last year, so my last ride I got on it was in August of 2018. My seatbelt wasn't put on, so the over-the-shoulder restraints were the only thing holding me in. And I know most aero loopers don't have seatbelts anyway, but Cedar Point makes it so you have to have a seatbelt on every ride. But since the Corkscrew trains are designed to have seatbelts connecting, I felt very free. I got tons of hang time and actually didn't notice my seatbelt was undone until I hit the brakes. So overall, this coaster is iconic, but a tad bit of a headbanger. It's not something awful though. This coaster isn't really bad, but it's boring, and I don't really worry about riding this coaster anymore. Number 3 is Dragonfire at Canada's Wonderland. This one goes right under Leviathan's lift hill, pretty much, so that's kind of cool. You get a good view of the coaster. The drop is decent, the inversions were great, and it's not too long, but it's longer than Corkscrew, so I was pleased. Now this is the only aero looper I've only done once, so I don't remember this as much as the others, but I know I was surprised by how good it was. Maybe it's because I was expecting Corkscrew, but I got something better, I don't know. Either way, I really enjoy this coaster. I wouldn't recommend skipping out on this when you come to Canada's Wonderland. Number 2 is Viper at my home park, Six Flags Darien Lake, and thinking about it, my top 30 video is kind of flawed. I really only prefer my number 1 looper to this by 1 spot. Viper is extremely fun. I've just ridden it a lot. This is definitely a back row coaster. The drop gives insane airtime, the loops are really intense, and the corkscrews are amazing. I love those corkscrews. It was the first coaster to do 5 inversions when it opened back in 1982. The helix into the tunnel is good, although they should have put the tunnel as the drop. Because that's what my number 1 aerodynamics custom looper does, and that is Tennessee Tornado at Dollywood. This is widely considered the best aero looper by enthusiasts, and by some it's considered the best aero coaster that was ever made. It's also the last looper they made before they went bankrupt. This ride is really only 1 spot above Viper, and that's because of this. It's shorter, but the inversions are more intense. It doesn't have the corkscrews, but it makes up for that in scenery. This takes place in mountains. That is awesome. The low to the ground pre-drop is awesome, and then you go into the tunnel drop I was talking about. Your picture will be taken even though the photos weren't running when I went for this ride. The strobe will flash in the dark tunnel you'll dive into. You get great airtime just like on Viper. So overall, I love aerodynamics custom loopers. Great inversions, solid drops. I really can't wait to try some more in the future. And it really can't be the too distant future because they are closing rapidly because their lifespan is coming to a close. So make sure to get out to some parks and ride these awesome coasters while you can. That's it for this video. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you later.